what is the force? What is the power, right? And when we talk about force and we talk about power, I want to talk about what we talk about today on the show, the true power of a private contract. What is it? I can wax poetic about trust and the foundation, the purpose of the foundation. Trust is to reestablish the fundamental, foundational knowledge that we have been taught with regards to doing business in the commercial system. And we only have to use public entities or entities that have been created with regards to a legislative power. That's the mission of the foundation, 100%. So I talk about trust all the time. I know I do. I know it gets annoying sometimes. I know you might be like, man, I don't really care. Why I don't care? Because I'm tired of trying to sit down and play Monopoly, and y'all keep putting your dirty toes on the Monopoly board. That's not how the game is played. And what I mean dirty toes is, look, when it comes to playing the game, you use a token or entity. And hands down, you either use a public token or entity, or you use a private token or entity. 100%. That's it. We weren't taught that private entities exist. We weren't taught that they are recognized to do business in over 120 countries on this earth. We weren't taught that we don't have to use, quote, your name in all capital letters to do business, with bank accounts, do all these dances. We weren't taught these things. We were just taught how to do the public dance because we were taught in public schools. Very important to understand fundamentally. Look, public versus private, hands down. Was it created by a public entity, the state of the whatever, the universe, something public, man, a corporation, something, a dead entity, paperwork filed somewhere under the authority of some statute, period, public, private. This is a contract, the true power of the private contract. What is a contract? A contract is an agreement between two or more parties. I know it gets more specific than that, but what are we talking about? What are we talking about? We're talking about some paperwork. We're talking about public paperwork or private paperwork. What is the articles of organization? Paperwork. What is the certificate of organization? Paperwork. What is EIN? Paperwork. What is a birth certificate? Paperwork. What is a social security card? A small or piece of paperwork. Public versus private. Paperwork. The most powerful thing in the world is contracts. States are controlled by contracts. The governments are controlled by contracts. Intercourse, whether it be political or commercial between countries and sovereign nations, is controlled by contracts. The Treaty of Peace and Friendship is the longest standing treaty in the history of the United States, and that's a contract. The world is run by contracts, hands down. So let's jump into this real quick. My bad. I gotta, get situated. I got paper and stuff. I'm trying to prep for these shows and stuff. Excuse me. We got benefits and privileges, okay? Public, rights and powers, private. So I'm just going to jump off and do my best to articulate and explain the true power of a private contract. And I'm going to use a document I'm reading from a document. I ain't created this document. It's a very, very common document as far as I'm concerned. But I'm just going to start reading it. So I'm contrasting and comparing. I'm comparing and contrasting private contract trust versus a corporation. Okay? Well, I don't care what it is. It's a publicly created entity. So a private contract trust is governed under equity. Trust law is the most well-settled body of law in America. There's been more trust cases decided than you would understand. And most people don't know where they're at because they're in the Supreme Court, where the corporation is governed under statute, forever changing statutes. They can change whenever the House, Senate, and it can change, man. Change every session, man. Forever changing according to political agendas and schemes. Whereas a contract trust is governed under equity. Trustees are the sole authority except where delegated to agents or board of directors. Trustees are the sole authority when it comes to the power of private contract. Trustees. Whereas a corporation, board of directors are managers with limited defined powers to conduct business, hold regular meetings, etc., with regards to legislation. Defined powers with regards to legislation. There's certain things you can and cannot do. That's when I do consultation with private clients and they're talking about, their LLCs and their companies and stuff. I'm telling you, you got to read Publication 535, which is business expenses. You got to read Publication 15B, which is fringe benefits, because these are what the things that you can do, and if you can master those two publications, you've got a good opportunity. But these are governing policies, codes, whatever, with regards to this public entity and how it does its dance. Whereas with the contract, with the trust, man, hey, it's just a trust. And any amendments that the Board of Trustees that, choose to impose upon the original contract indenture. Okay, check this out. Private contract trustees afforded more leverage and powers are generally broader than corporate officers. Law provides that whatever any individual may lawfully do, the trust can do. The sky is the limit. Whereas a corporation, relatively broad powers, such as withholding companies, but corporations may not do whatever any individual may lawfully do. They can only do what is legal. The statute is the limit when it comes to corporations. Administration, operation, all limited by statute, governed by statute. Understand what this means. Private contract trust, trustees' liability is limited by the trust instrument. You follow what I'm saying? And by signature on all contracts and instruments through qualification of trustee after the signature. Trustees are not subject to a subpoena. Let me say that again. Power of private contract, trustees are not subject to subpoena. While corporate officers personally liable to the legislature and to creditors for all ambiguous endorsements, and corporate officers cannot escape service of process. Private contract trust, lifespan of 20 to 25 years at a time in order to avoid rules against perpetuities. The death of a settlor or trustee has no effect on the life or affairs of the trust. Succession of power is quiet and private. On the other hand, a corporation lifespan is perpetual or a certain number of years according to legislative requirements. All officers' changes must be reported, which records are open for public review. It's not powerful on the public side. It's not powerful at all. It's not powerful at all. But contract, here we go. Trust is not required to obtain a business license. And y'all can see people versus roles. Once the trust is executed, it is an existing express business, and unless the trust instrument requires the trustee to obtain a business license, one is not needed except for new, heretofore non-existent express business. Supreme Court, baby, I'm telling you. Whereas in a corporation, the opposite is the case. They can require the corporation. You got to pay filing fees every year to keep the corporation, and the corporation has to pay license fees and permit fees and PDD fees and private contract. Trustees are not required to file reports with any entity and are accountable only to the beneficiary, governed strictly on the principles of equity. Whereas corporation is required to file statements and reports quarterly, private trustees only got to file the trust return. It's not statements, it's not reports. Private contract. Business name is naturally protected by injunction. Private contract may also use a trade name or trademark for trust purposes without registration. You see the people versus roles with that one again. Whereas a corporation must apply and secure fictitious firm name and must register all trade names and trademarks. Y'all familiar with protecting the name of the trust naturally with an injunction? Just check it out, man. Check it out, man. It's cold. It's cold. Here we go. Private contract. Not subject to foreign corporation laws of any state, not inherently subject to commercial regulation except for income derived from corporate stock and physical franchise under Article 1, Section 8, Clauses 1 and 3. Contract trust is a valid legal entity in all states, whereas corporation inherently subject to all foreign corporation laws and public policy regulation. I mean, look, man, if this was a fight, corporations getting beat up, like just straight up beat up. Private contract trust may function as an Article 4, Section 2 citizen of the United States via its trustee. This citizen is understood in constitutional law as the private citizen. Farmers Loan and Trust Company versus C and A, I think it's Railroad, RY.CO, 27 FED 146, and Shirk versus City of Lafayette. For an understanding of the profound superiority of Article 4, subsection 2, citizenship. Man. I was talking about this in trustee training. I gave this example. I'm gonna say this on the air. It's a question, though. It's a rhetorical question. It's something that I ask the trustees, and it gets them thinking. And I like to get people thinking. I really do. I think it's important to critically think. I think it's important to question everything. And anyone who feels offended because you question what they say, they got a low self-esteem, and you should probably move around. It's not worth it. Most people, it is what it is. 100%. But the question that I ask is, so let's say you are the trustee of a private contractual entity. Private contractual entity. Said entity that you administer as trustee in your capacity fiduciarily owns a car, a carriage, a motor carriage, whatever, a vehicle. I don't care. Said vehicle, car, motor carriage, whatever, is titled in the name of the trust. The insurance for the vehicle is in the name of the trust. As trustee, you are operating, whatever, driving, does it matter? I don't know. The trust vehicle in capacity as trustee, and you are pulled over by a state trooper, sheriff, police officer. I don't know. Does it matter? So, if you are a trustee in your fiduciary capacity, operating trust property on your way or in the act of executing your trustee duties, did that officer, sheriff, police, whatever, that pulled you over, did they impair the obligation of a contract? I think it's a great question. I think it's important to think about things from a different perspective. I think I think critical thinking is not taught in school, and sometimes it's best to find the simplest way and less intrusive, I don't know, less difficult manner or means to achieve a certain required or requested end. I know a lot of people wax poetic about private and blah, 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 and all this constitutional. And, hey, man, look. The framers of the Constitution with them to the shores of what they called America brought the common law of England. So the Constitution stands on the common law of England. The people have the common law right to contract unlimited. Let me read something for you. Check this out. Where'd it go? Oh, man. I had it. Oh. Because, I find this stuff very interesting. I think some people, are just really good at looking at things in a different way. And I think that I have I don't know, not like a talent or anything, but I have a knack for looking at things for example, Sloat versus Board of Examiners, 274 NY 367. You know what I'm saying? Disobedience or evasion of a constitutional mandate may not be tolerated, even though such disobedience may at least temporarily promote, in some respects, the best interests of the public, man. What? And I mean, I don't know if you're familiar at all with the public rights doctrine. I'm not. But look, when it comes to constitutional mandates and constitutional protections, there's something to be said about, that 14th Amendment and whether or not that applies to, quote, you. But there's nothing to be said about the administration and the fiduciary capacity of a private contractual trust. And I know. I mean, maybe it sounds super simple. Maybe it's just too easy. It's not easy. Being a trustee, trust administration is a lifestyle. It's not something you just, pick up, something fun you do, like going to play Frisbee, something like that. It's not. And if you think that, you're gonna be very, 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 very surprised and disappointed if ever you attempt such a journey, which is, reestablishing your private family estate for multiple generations, not just for you and your generation, for multiple generations to come after you. Multiple. It's a very large undertaking. It's very, very noble. It's a very noble undertaking. but it's a large undertaking. It's a lifestyle change. But, there's something to be said about that 14th Amendment. There's also something to be said about the term natural person. Check this out. The term natural person has been applied to trusts by courts of equity because of its administration being carried out by men acting as natural persons. What? Now, I'm going to say that again. The term natural person or natural person has been applied to trusts by courts of equity because of its administration being carried out by men acting as natural persons. Well, if a trust can be considered a natural person, are you a natural person? I don't know. I guess it depends, right? But the true power of a private contract is that it is not governed by legislation, man, hands down. It's hard for people to conceptualize that sometimes. There's people who've read the Constitution but don't put together Article 1, Section 10, no state shall pass any law impairing the obligation of contract. They just don't put it together. There's people who have never checked out the Constitution once. Or maybe given a cursory perusal of the Constitution, but never really delved into it, and you tell them that concept and they just get it right away. It's different. Everybody's different. But the true power of a private contract is that the contract itself makes the law. Like I said when we first started this, the most powerful thing in the world is contracts. The world is run on contracts. States are running contracts. Economic, political, commercial interactions are governed by contracts. There's an express trust. Are you familiar with a constructive trust? You should look up the definition of a constructive trust. A constructive trust is a trust that exists by what? Due to what? Behavior. There are no express terms. The trust is constructed by the actions and behaviors of the party, or inactions and behaviors of the party. So either you express the trust or you become part of some sort of constructed trust. Man, and I know I'm sorry. I apologize, but no, I don't. We need to get at this. We need to know this. We need to understand this. This is very important for all of us. I'm at your service with regards to trustee training. You can email me, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. I think, a lot of us, we still have time. Things are changing. Things are coming down the pipeline that I don't even want to bring up, man. And I'm not even going to say in the public airwaves, you know what I mean? But all this, I got time. Let me just get this right, and I'm going to do this. Let me just finish this up. Then I'm going to hit up SOT and get into trustee training and establish my private estate. All that stuff is going to get you hurt, man. That's incorrect information. Incorrect information is that you have time and that you can just handle this stuff, and you know how long it takes to establish your private estate. You know what you need to do, and all of the processes, procedures, and actions that need to functionally be not only established but executed to get it up and running so that your private estate is protected. The incorrect information is that you have time. You don't know how much time you have. Ain't nothing guaranteed, yo. And there's things coming down the pipeline that, man, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. You could put your family in the trust, man, and put a family constitution in the trust, man. and say that my allegiance is to my family and my family estate. Therefore, I can have no allegiance to what government? What? Hold on. What did you just say? Pledge no allegiance to the United States. I pledge allegiance to my family, to my generations. This isn't a game for me, y'all. It's not a game. It'll change your life. I got people who will tell you straight up that this information changed their life. They will tell you that SOT L changed my life. But I like to humbly correct them. The aggregation and application of specific information is what changed your life. I didn't change your life. I may have assisted in putting you in a position to acquire specific knowledge and training so that you could change your life. But I appreciate the sentiment, yo. But I'm not an ego dude. And I strive not to be an ego dude. I hate the ego. I don't like the ego. It's not real to me. It's fake. It's fictitious. So, those who say these things, so changed my life. I mean, it's really humbling. I appreciate it, but I know the truth. The information in you applying, you making the sacrifices, you putting in the work, you executing your duties as the trustee of your private family estate is what changed your life, what changed your lifestyle, what allowed you to do things that you could not do before. Correct information, correctly applied. No choice but to let be normal the changes that you experience in your life and your lifestyle. It's definite benefits. Yeah, there's privacy protections and all this, we can sit down, in the whip or, in the courtroom and make ourselves, pontificate. Man, it's not about that, man. It's about the true power of a private contract, which is ultimately is an expression of knowledge. That knowledge acquired how? I don't know. I offer trustee training through the foundation and other ways to acquire the information, but do you have time? How much time do you have? And is tomorrow guaranteed? Is it? I'm not playing out here, man. I feel like I'm not finna be them cats that wake up dead and be like, man, I was gonna finish the. Nah, man, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for it. I got too many people depending on me. Too many people that look up to me. And yeah, I'm taller than them, but they look up to me because it's my child, it's my daughter, it's my son. You know what I mean? Looking at me expecting me. Man. I got time for this, man. And I hope you feel the same. I trust in those of you who do feel the same, email me, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. Those of us who are willing to make sacrifices, painful sacrifices for the ones that we love. And damn well, if I was to meet my great-grandchildren, great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren, I would love them. So maybe I won't ever meet them, and likely I'm not going to meet my great-great-grandchildren, but I love them, and I'm doing this for them. And these shows I do for you. So I appreciate y'all checking out the foundation, man, this evening. I'm going to go to the phone lines here in a minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to call in 424-222-5250. We got about 2 minutes left in the broadcast. You will be cut off. I'm going to stream a little bit. Holler at the people. But, look, we got stuff coming. Y'all. We got stuff coming. We need to reduce the dependency and necessity to depend on the public, man. You need to be able to get money without using their stuff. And that's through a private trust, man. And a system of interrelating trust, man. Look, I'm telling you. And then there's ways when you interface it with an LLC or corporation, it's nasty, it's crazy, it's 100% gold. Legal and lawful, you know what I'm saying? But This is my work, you know. I put a lot of effort and work into this. When I realized what this was, I knew I had to teach this stuff, man. I couldn't sleep at night if I wasn't teaching people who wanted to learn. I wanted to learn. And I looked to centralize the information because I had to go so many different places to get this information. All in one, you know, from college to mentors to out of the country to, you know, wherever in the country. And to, you know, to reduce all this information in pretty much one spot. The foundation of this stuff is, what entity are you using? Is it public or private? I don't care how much money you make. It's all about what you keep. Don't play with me. I don't care what you're throwing in the air. It doesn't matter how much you keep. It has no bearing. Zero. I don't care. You're not impressing me, fam. What are you keeping? That impresses me. How are you keeping it? Is it because you own nothing, control everything? Is it because you understand fundamental principles with regards to private administration? Is it because you are from an informed family and you have a charitable nature to help people? Otherwise, I don't care. I don't care how much money you make. It's all about what you keep, man. And let me tell you another secret. The wealthy do not pay interest. We earn it. And do I consider myself wealthy? In knowledge, yeah. In monetary possessions and in life, you know, physical possessions. I don't know. What does that mean? What is that? It's not a big deal. So, true power of a private contract. You know, I trust y'all were able to, you know, find value in not only this show, but, you know, all the shows that, you know, come out under the foundation. That's really what it's all about. I love y'all, man, straight up. I believe in y'all. You know, one of those people, you know, if I can do it, you can do it. And, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you're not taking into consideration this and that. I mean, I can sit here and talk about all my flaws and all my pre-existing conditions and all the reasons that I was given to not even try and not expect. Man, I'm not trying to hear yours, man. That's the wimpy legs. That's that wimpy leg syndrome. I ain't with the old wimpy noodle legs, man. Get out of here. So, you know, it is what it is, y'all. But this is out of love. You know, this is charity. And I just want y'all to understand this, you know, the true power of a private contract. I'm actually, you know, I told the trustees, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start doing some finance classes, you know what I mean? I think we need to, you know, the next level of the foundation, I think, you know, from, you know, establishing your private estate is getting your finance mind together. Not your finance finance mind. So finance minded, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do this exactly, but I'm definitely going to start teaching finance, man. It's something we need to learn. I've studied it for a long time. I feel like I can put it in a way to it's easily digestible, and you know, it's the next level. I'm just going to keep building on the foundation, man. So I trust that y'all, you know, find value in what I'm doing. You know, I trust y'all can pick up what I'm putting down, and you know, that's pretty much it, man. Use it and go do your dance. Or go do your dance and enjoy yourself, enjoy your life, enjoy the people around you, man. You know, so if I ever come in contact with you on whatever, at least you having a good time. And maybe we don't even know who each other are, but hey, I just want to see people enjoy themselves, man. There's enough weird stuff out here. So I'm gonna go to the phone line. I'm gonna take a couple calls and I'm out. I've been staying up late lately. I don't know why. Just been reading and studying, and I don't know. I ain't been really getting too much sleep, but not that I'm tired, but I don't know how to explain it. I feel kind of restless mentally, educationally. I wanted the people feel the same feelings I be feeling sometimes. But I'm from the old school where feelings was punk. So it's kind of hard for me to be talking about feelings and stuff. But yeah, I acknowledge feelings. It's real. What am I talking about? I'm going to go to the phone lines. 925-1306. I'm sorry, man. What's wrong with my accent? 925-1306. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from? 925-1306. Hit your music.
How you doing, man?
Hey, peace. What's going on?
All right. And doing your show. I understand the whole Finland thing, but, you know, you got to sometimes express that. That's the biggest thing we have as a melanated community is that, you know, a lot of us don't know how to express our feelings about stuff, especially dudes. Because we've been taught, man, that's some punk stuff. I was about to cuss. I was about to say that's some punk stuff. So you get people tripping, and they don't know how to deal with themselves. So, you know. But I appreciate what you do, and you keep doing this. And one thing I would say is keep doing it. And I feel like that people are waking up because you're hearing people talk about other things that they normally wasn't talking about. People talking about energy, protecting their energy, and people talking about bad vibes and stuff like that. The mainstream, which is surprising to me. But so you gotta realize people are, you know, we are supposed to be in the age of Aquarius, so the information's coming. So people are getting it, and they're getting that thing on when they're ready for it, basically. And so that's what you're doing. You're just laying down bricks for these people, so when they come through, they can have, you know, this foundation of knowledge, and they could be like, okay, so this is what he's been trying to do, trying to get me there. So I appreciate what you do, and others like you know, the man who does his politics between other people with all this knowledge that they are finally trying to, or not finally, but as the people wake up or people realize they are finally in the right mindset to absorb it and to run with it. So I thank you for that. And so I have a question. My question is, so I guess I'm getting that you're saying that if you have a private entity and it's underneath contract, because everything is basically run on contract based on what I'm getting from what you're saying. So it's like a layer of protection for your family. And so if I have an LLC and it's, you know, and I know I have to do taxes with the LLC and stuff, but what happens if I don't have an LLC? I don't have it put in nothing like that. I just have my, you know, my family trust. Do I still have to do taxes? That's my question.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a lawyer. I can't give legal advice.
Right. I understand that.
Services of an attorney and lawyer. You got to find a competent attorney. You know,
Hypothetically, that's better.
From what I understand from my research, the use of Federal Reserve notes imposes a responsibility to report. Now, whether or not taxes must be paid depends on the specific entity, depends on the code, and it depends on the administration. Does that make sense?
That I think I got what you're saying. Basically, you're saying it sounds like if you using those, and it depends on what you're doing and how you're administrating your trust. It's pretty much you need to talk to a legal person on top of that, or your tax preparer. But it sounds like if you're using somebody's stuff, you have to report it. That's what I'm getting
right.
from it, is that you're using their stuff, so they want to know where their stuff is going.
the use of Federal Reserve notes imposes a requirement to file a return. Now,
okay.
The necessity or requirement of payment of taxes may or may not be an issue depending on the specific entity, administration, so on and so forth. Yes.
So,
but I'm not an attorney. I'm not a lawyer. I never take the bar exam. I never will take the bar exam. I probably never will go to law school.
You don't want to be on the British patrol?
Nah, nope. Nah.
That's what
I don't need those. I don't need those types of titles of nobility. I mean, I'm cool.
Sure?
Nah.
Okay, because you make those titles for yourself as a individual as you are. You don't need somebody else's titles. But I just thought that might be a good question that people might have. So that's why I asked that. And this is Brian from the Bay, and I appreciate what you do, bro. And I just was trying to pitch in. I'll be listening, but sometimes I just rather not say nothing. Hopefully people get their questions, but that's what it was, and I appreciate what you do. So,
man,
that's it, my man.
I appreciate you calling in, man. Thanks, man. How's life, man? Everything's gravy in the Navy?
Hey, I mean, yeah, I know I haven't, Well, you know what? I will say this right now, and this is going to be the last thing because I figure you might get other people, and I don't want to be, like, people might be like, man, this guy, come on, take forever. But, for people that feel like it's an uphill path because it's a lot, I put it this way, it's a lot of information, but the thing is, so was school. And you got to think about it. When you was in school at elementary, they gave you time, they gave you breaks. So, I'll tell you if you're trying to get information, trying to absorb this, I start thinking for me, like I was in school, I go, okay, so I'm going to do it at this point. I'm going to take a rest, go watch something, go do something like that, and then come back and do it. And I just realized that I have to be consistent at it, even if it takes me a long time, because as a person like me, I always talk about it, but I no longer use it. It's just I'll put it this way, it's just a way that I have to do it. It's not a crutch. It's based on how you do it. If you limit yourself and you think you can't do it, then that's what you are. Because I heard somebody say, if you are limited and you fight for them limits, then that's what you are. So yeah, I have a hard time reading than most people, but with all this technology, I have, it helps me be able to, absorb it, and I might have to go over it a couple of times, but so what, especially in this time right now when people just sit in their house. I know you probably watch everything you liked on Netflix or Hulu or whatever, so maybe you take time to, start getting these books and stuff or these PDFs or whatnot and try to learn it. And for anybody who's thinking about doing this is a perfect time. Always is a perfect time, but it might be the perfect time for you to do this. And then it's, Sot might say, and I'm just quoting him. I don't know if he's going to say the same thing, but when you're ready, you're going to get it, and it's never a bad time. But you need to start doing it now. But so. And just take as little bit as you can, because, I know I'm not the perfect reader, but I can't use that excuse. So, that's what you got to do. You got to work what you got to get where you need to go. So, that's it.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. There's always an alternative. There's always a way, around, or under, or over, or something. I like that in you. You say sometimes you have issues reading, but you'll let the application read it to you, and you'll just listen to it a couple times to take notes. I think that's dope. It's, doing what it takes that's
yeah, I'll tell anybody that.
Yeah, keep it
up. I'll say this: there's too many options. And I'll say this last thing because there's people who have these problems. So I'm looking at it's like Read the Text or these PDF readers. There's one called Moon Reader Plus. You can find it. I pay for the Moon Reader Plus is what you got to pay for, but the Moon Reader will do a lot, and it helps you. And I'll tell any person to get a PDF. They could get it from you. You got plenty of PDFs. And so the man known as Yusuf, he got plenty of PDFs on high frequency. So there's no excuse for anybody, and read it and listen to it, And for the ones that can't copy it, oh well. I mean, you might have to just take your time reading it. So I'll say that.
All right, man. Appreciate you calling in, man. You got to go feed the dogs, man. You got huskies, man.
Yeah. My neighbor's dog. All right. Bye.
Peace. All right, man. I appreciate you calling in, though, man.
Hey.
Have a great evening. Thanks for calling in, man. Peace.
Peace.
My guy Brian from the Bay's neighbor over there with a boarding school or something. I'm just messing with you, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. That's my guy right there. 843-8312. Area code 843-8312. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace to Ron, bro. What's happening?
Hey, peace, man. What's going on?
In the cave, man. Work, In the cave. Deep. How about you? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, hey. Just executing the contract, man.
Likewise. You are, yeah. I mean, man, since the last time I've been on the show, not a day is going by that I have not looked at a contract, some sort of writ affidavit contract, and I still don't know everything I need to know. So I one up on what you were just saying earlier as far as research and, applying the knowledge, making sure, stay on top of your studies. It's a marathon and a race. Relay, in a sprint. Light jog, They're on it, man. Just ducked off, Putting everything together to be able to set it and forget it, pay people to look over it, make sure everything's going where it's supposed to go. Just had to, ever since the pandemic hit, man, family first. I had to shake back and make sure I did. They've been taken care of. I just had to, once that happened, I'm just like, all right, whoever didn't keep up, catch up, I had to deal with them later. I've been ignoring the phone and all that, so apologies to anybody who's been hitting that number. It's too much. Best thing to do is email. But, yeah, man, I've been chilling, rethinking some things. I got something for the trustees, too. I just ain't going to talk about it yet. I'll tell you about it.
All right, yeah. Just working it.
They're going to love that. I feel you. I know you want it, man. See, I'm going to be quiet. You funny, bro. That's all. You know what I'm saying? You play it down, bro. You it, bro. I ain't finna even, but I'm going to be quiet, though. You got it, bro. Yeah. I ain't no tax return.
Man, I just be doing my damn. Hey, man, I just be doing my damn.
I already know. All right, what? Hey. Most people cap the other way, though. Like, oh, I got such and such. You like, nah, I'm cool. I'm just, all right. Okay. Yeah, I'll be quiet, though.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just from the outside looking in, brother. Just spectating. I ain't pocket watching or nothing, but I know what you know what I'm saying? You ain't uncomfortable. How about that? Leave it at that. Well, especially when I seen the ratios on them PMs went up, man. Did you see that? Oh, man. First person I thought about was you. I ain't going to lie. I'm like, ooh, he's about to make a windfall. Like, what? The entire
man, but look.
What?
Okay, so look. The only reason why he's saying this is because I'm gonna put your business out there. My man had some bread. And I was like, man, you need to grab some motherfucking precious metals. You need to grab them shits. And he was like, what? And I was like, grab them shits. And you grabbed them shits. And now what? That was a while ago too.
That was a couple years ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Now what? Now how you feeling? Now that's why you like, oh yeah, so good because you're looking at yourself.
I know if I'm
good,
man. You're great. You're fantastic. El Fantastico. That's your new name. You know? If I'm good, you great, man. You superb. You over there on some whole, ooh, wow, you know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm just chilling, man, taking care of the fam, establishing, executing the contract, man.
So I'm just like, whoa, I didn't even need to even try to nippy calculate that. Cool. Wow. Dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So thank you for that advice. You know what I'm saying?
Man, hold on to it. How about that? That's
I ain't letting that go. I'm keeping that. You see, I let the Beamer go before I let that go. You crazy. You let that go. That motherfucker much damn maintain. I can't even, I be smoking, driving. It's probably TMI, man, but shit. Man, they can't pop clutching. You be riding the block in second. You remember? Like, you gonna shift? I'm like, yeah.
Like, man. You gonna burn it up. Burn the clutch out.
Yeah. Hey, man.
It was like 7,000 RPMs or something.
Yeah.
When you gonna shift?
I'm cool. Yeah. Once I blaze it, I'm kidding. Oh. But yeah, man. It's the information. Like I like the way you corrected that though, about saying I tell people you changed my life because you was the one who put me on it, and it was a different combination because I got hands-on experience and got my feet in the mud, got in the trenches with it, and saw what was going on, and I appreciated, being acquiring that knowledge the way I did. You know what I mean, and not having it handed to me like, do this for me, do that for me. You know what I'm saying? At times I couldn't stand you because you got me out of my comfort zone, but it's all love. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how we grow, man.
Yeah,
that's how we grow.
I remember you said that shit ain't gonna hold no value. Better get some PMs. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I ain't want to do it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like, man, but the first time I held a whole tube in my hand, bro, I'm talking about I split the tube in half, 10 in each hand. Man, I was dancing in the mirror. I ain't gonna lie. I was like fondling the silver, dog. I ain't even gonna stunt. It felt amazing. It was shining, blinding me. I'm like, okay.
And you talking about a tube of American Eagles, 20 silver coins.
Yeah. The loaf, the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's fantastic, though.
It's real money, man. It's real money, man. It's real money, man.
Ain't nothing else to do but to do it, I gotta hit you up in a private, though. I got a few questions. I've been in my yayo for, a little minute. Might get back on trustee duties at some point, I made an appointment. That's all I'm gonna say right now. I'll talk to you about it,
Man, hit me up.
Yes,
I got the same number, fam.
Yeah,
I got the same number.
I'm gonna hit that, Every time I be wanting to do it, I'm like, man, it's late. I ain't finna. But I know you a night owl anyway, so I just be.
Man, I was up until 4:30 this morning, man. Tripping.
I was up about 5.
Reading shit. Just reading shit, man. I can't. Motherfucking birds start chirping shit, man. I'm like, I need to lay down. I'm tripping. I need to lay down. Hearing birds and stuff.
The sun was up, Look like something off Avatar. I'm like, all right, it's time to go to bed.
Yeah. So you never know, man.
Yeah,
sometimes
man.
I'll be having them.
I appreciate it. I called to say that I appreciate it. I feel like it. I honestly I got to go back and check the archives. I feel like a second tier, type listener. Right now, because I normally don't have to. I never hit the archives. I always hit them live, but I got quite a few to go back and listen to. But I'll catch up.
Yeah, man. I hope you find value in it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely valuable, bro. You can't really put a price on that because you can, but it's like, is it fiat or is it allodium? Which one is it? So this is real deal Holyfield. So I'm taking heed. Digesting the manual more. Like, you know how long I had mine, and I just started realizing some of the intrinsic value of those contracts that's in there alone. Just those.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what? with the seal on them and everything. Like, yeah, that's power. You should see the look on their face when I step up in there with that joint with the seal on it. Like, oh, how may we help you? You know what I'm saying? Like, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You open an account, personal business. Trust. Oh, wait, let me go get John. Yeah, go get John. I got my own water. I don't want no COVID coffee. I'm straight. Thank you. You know. But yeah, man. I just wanted to say thank you. I ain't gonna burn up no more airtime. You know, I got your number. Reconvene a little later or tomorrow, whatever. You know. Just wanted to chime in real quick, man.
All right, man. I'm glad you called in, man. Thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate that, man. And yeah, man. You one of the people too. You know, you took the information and ran with it, man. That's on you. Rats.
Yeah. Yeah, had to. Yeah, we'll link though. We're gonna talk. Hey, it's certain, you know, I can't say but so much on this joint. So. Yeah, all right, man. I got appreciate you, fam. We're gonna fall back. Me up. For sure.
Okay, fam.
Peace.
All right, peace. Shout out to the brother Teron. Been a minute. Thanks for calling in, Bree. That's my guy right there. 484-0472. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from? 484.
Peace. So what's good, homie?
What's going on? Peace.
I'm wonderful, good brother. I can't claim my shit, man. Can't complain about nothing at all. Real rap, man. You done changed. Let me rephrase that. I know you don't like hearing people say it, but you done helped me change myself, my family's life, man. And I just had to give you a shout out to everybody. Yo, don't play, man. I bullshit around, people some cursing. I bullshit around, and I took my time with something and it kind of fucked me in the end. And now I'm playing catch up. When his brothers say, do not waste your time. Do not waste your time, man. It's beautiful on the other side. That's all I'm going to say. It is truly beautiful on the other side.
Yes, it is.
Yo, that's the wife co-signer right there. Say it again.
Yes, it is.
Right, all right. I'm thinking, man, 6 months ago I was in the slums. I ain't in the slums no more, man.
That's what's up, man. That's a beautiful thing. You did that. You deserve to celebrate that. Congratulations, man.
Mm-hmm. No, thank you, brother. Correct. Thank you.
Man, I didn't do it. You did it. I'll just be chilling. I'm doing my dance. You did it. I didn't do it. I appreciate what you're saying, but, man, you did that. Keep it up. Keep going. Keep moving. Add on some more. You know what I'm saying? That's at the beginning. Let that be normal. Let that be normal. Let it be natural, and keep it going. Keep it moving.
Exactly. That's all I'm say. Exactly, man. Exactly. Again, don't waste your time, man. Like Lou is literally transforming in front of us. What his brother's been telling us for the last I've been listening to you for about 2-3 years now, right? So what he's been telling us for the last, I know it's been long enough, about the last 5+ years, it's happening in front of our eyes. Position yourself properly. The way that you're about to catch is about to be unbelievable, man. Because with these evictions, it's coming foreclosures. With them foreclosures, oh my God. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. It's literally, the wave is now. Tired of black people talking about we don't got this, we don't got that. The wave is now. Get your stuff together. Get your mind right. Listen to what this brother's telling you. Follow his instructions. It will literally change your life and your children's lives, man. I ain't going to say no more, man. Have a great night, good brother, and I'll holler at you later on this week, man.
You as well, man. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for calling in, man. Peace.
Peace.
People doing big things, man, taking control of their life and realizing their power and stuff. It's not me, man. It's you. I'm just helping. I'm doing my assistance. It's like, you know, you the fighter. I'm just over here telling you how to throw the swings, man. You punching. I ain't punching the dude getting punched in the face. Y'all are. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. You know, I'm just out here doing my dance, man. 804-4038. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace, brother Sot. This is Brother Robert. VA.
Hey, what's going on, fam?
It's all good, brother. It's all good. Appreciate the info once again. You always giving us that good education to make it work out for us. So I'm appreciative myself. And I was going to follow up with a question. You had talked about the contract trust being in the equity jurisdiction. And
correct.
So one of the things I can't remember if we talked about it on a show way back, but to get into equity, is that something that's got to be invoked, or that's a certain court?
I feel like if you're in an Article 1 court, if you're in a legislative court, you can try to invoke it all day. I feel like they just ran railroad. And most people, and I'm going to say it on air, man, but you know I tell the trustees, you got to appeal it. The only way you're going to get in the proper jurisdiction where they're going to recognize the contract, trust, indenture in its true form is to get in front of, some sort of Article 3 court. So it's got to be an appeal. So you can try to invoke it, I guess, and preserve it for the record or the appeal. But I feel like most times in the Article 1 court, more often than not, it's going to be either they're going to dismiss it for some weird issue that they can find or something like that, or that you're going to lose the action is going to be lost and you have to appeal it. So,
okay, so that's even if you're the plaintiff going in, that you still got to start out in the Article 1.
No. I mean, you can bring an action in a specific jurisdiction, but you got to make sure that there's in rem, in personam, and what was the other one? You got to bring the action in the correct jurisdiction. So you might be bringing an action in the jurisdiction that is not Article 1. So you can bring an action in Article 3 court. It's just you got to understand subject matter in personam and in rem. I think subject is in rem. Thing, subject matter of a thing, in personam, in rem, and then like there's a territorial jurisdiction that comes along with it or something like that. I think I know what you're asking. As best as I can say, it depends on the action and what jurisdiction you bring the action in, and typically a contract dispute is going to be an equity dispute unless the contract is governed under a state legislature or some sort of state statutes. So that way they can still resolve a contract dispute if one of the parties is a state or a U.S. citizen. Then there's jurisdiction with regards to the United States or that specific state. Does that make sense, or was that too much?
I think I follow you, except for that very last part you said. I think I was following you. Except you said something about specific state.
Well, let's say there's a contract dispute between the trust and the bank. The bank is saying that there was, a negative deposit, and the trustees can show substantiation that the deposit was made. That specific controversy would be adjudicated in a legislative court or an Article 1 court because the bank receives its right to do business from the state. So that's where the state would be able to adjudicate it has subject matter jurisdiction. You know what I'm saying?
Even if the trust brings it in, they still have the right to be in Article 1.
You kind of muffled. What did you say?
So even if the trust brings the action, that you're saying that the state still got the right to be in Article 1?
Well, I was saying just specifically in that situation. I was saying specifically in that situation, if you're dealing with a bank, if the controversy is between the trust and the bank, because the bank receives its charter from the state,
right?
So therefore, the state would have jurisdiction because the controversy includes a bank, which is their entity or whatever.
Got you. Okay.
Hold on, man. Don't be texting me. What, Teron? What do you say, fam? Go ahead, man.
Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah, what'd you say?
Oh, I was just peeping what he was saying. What's up, Rob?
Hey, what's up, bro?
You know, I'm not no attorney or nothing like that, but, you know, from my knowledge, you in the Commonwealth of Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, common law in the Commonwealth is still intact today as it is in England. When they brought it over here, it hasn't been altered. And that's why the Pentagon and, you know, all the big boys is in the Commonwealth for a reason. And it's because they got the strongest law. You know what I mean? So the only real, I'm not going to say the only, but the most viable that I see remedy would be to use a state judge to reach and grab onto federal common law, because you know you can do that in any state court in the United States because you're domiciled in or your situs is in Virginia, in the Commonwealth. So utilizing that common law of England, you know, a few conventions and, you know, like judicature acts and things of that nature, you would be able to kind of wiggle around all this statutory stuff. I mean, you ain't commit no crime, you know.
Right.
No, there is no injured party. The only contract is how you contracting with the federal government at the end of the day. But I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I can't, you know, just let loose on that. But you get where I'm going with that. Like, contract is how they view you as an individual, how you contracting with the state. Is it the municipality? Is it the republic? You know, the union state. You know what I'm saying?
Got
so it's brilliant. It is brilliant, but you know, it's very time consuming. It's tedious. I don't know what to backpedal and undo a lot of the contracting and I'm, you know, not very much, but significantly younger, and it still took a lot of who never really was in the system. You know what I mean? Like never really had a job or none of that. So it wasn't as hard for me to undo some of the doings. You know.
Right.
And it's like there is a kill all switch. There's a switch. There's a, you know, like the main breaker.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to have everything else in order before you hit that one. Everything
in order.
You know, they're gonna know who you is after you do that. Oh yes, sir.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I mean, I haven't had any issues, but again, you know, it hadn't been long enough. You know, for me to, you know, that ain't my place to indulge on, you know, go into that. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not speaking on something that I haven't done myself. Like, it's ways out. It's not easy, and you probably ain't gonna find it on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I would say look at canon law, common law of England, and trust law, contract law. Like, look at those. You know what I'm saying? And be able to, you know, because the trust actually got better status than you, unless you corrected your, you know, political status.
Right. True.
Because the trust ain't no 14th Amendment citizen.
Yeah. So drop that earlier too. Yeah.
I mean, it's all entities, man. Like once you read, I think the most basic concept is a fiction, something that's fictitious is fictional entity. Fictitious entity. It cannot do business with a living sentient being, a man, not a human, not a person. I'm not a person. I'm a man. I'm an autonomous man, American national, private state citizen of the republic, the soil. So all that other mumbo jumbo, 14th Amendment, U.S. is like all that's foreign to me. And once you start looking at it from that angle and taking control of the entities, not owning them but controlling them, you know, basically controlling the legal title and the equitable title. And that's how you get a lodial title. When they merge, you got a lodial title. And then it's your contract against the statutes that they talk about dictate how they handle business, but it's not a law. Like, show me the law. You know, I was on a bank, I was on a phone with a banker like 2 weeks ago, making some changes to my account. And he was like, well, I got to go run this up to legal. I'm like, okay, that'd be nice. Go ahead. you know. But I'm letting you know before you waste your time and mine that I know for a fact they cannot. They can't produce a law that states anything to the contrary of what I'm trying to get accomplished here today. Because Article 1, Section 10, impartial state, you know, you cannot, no state can pass a law that impairs obligation of a contract. And guess where I learned that from? You know?
Right.
So I was already like a little scrappy off Scooby-Doo, you know what I'm saying? This guy, Brother Soul L, kind of gave me the steroids so I could get Scooby size, you know, so I had to control my bark, you know, like, hey, I came in here today, and it's COVID, and I had to schedule, you know, I was on the phone, and I had to schedule to come do something, they couldn't do it on the phone, like, okay, we're going to get this right now, because you're not about to waste my time, my gas, none of that, you know. So, I mean, best thing to do is look at what you can find privately from canon law, the ones that I just mentioned, even equitable remedies. The nature of the nature of the contract is this is the last thing I'm gonna say, because I feel like I'm just about to start firing 40 cal rounds out here. I'm gonna keep BBs in there. You know what I'm saying? So the nature of the contract is what's gonna dictate the remedy. So if it's a common law contract, then 9 times out of 10 you're gonna find your way dealing with some common law, and it may or may not. Luckily, you in the Commonwealth, it hasn't been tainted. That common law from England hasn't been tainted. But the further west you go, the more, you know, Roman civil, you get all that other stuff mixed in there, because, you know, they wanted to do something different than the founding fathers and the, you know, everybody who bought that over from England didn't want to be under the king no more. But you in a prime position because you're in the best geographical location, you know, entity wise to really get what you need done without invoking a bunch of other acts to get the same result. What I'm saying is it's strong enough out there for me to have went and got an office location to, you know, change the status so that I can invoke some of the laws of the Commonwealth and, you know, spank ass. Like, I want to be able to, you know, do the same thing they can do. Maybe not with the muscle, but with the pen for sure. Like, I need to be able to do the same thing and enforce it. So an equitable contract will have you in equity, but not if it's got one signature on it. That's a quasi-contract. You know, it's just the same principles kind of put into one vision of, like, line of focus. Like, okay, you got all these things in your periphery. You just got to line them up and make it not blurry. Like, those principles that I just spoke on help me to, you know, I don't even know how to explain it. Basically, man, like, you know how it is if you buzz a little bit and you try to straighten up, you try to get your focus right. You know, it's like sobering up real quick, blue lights. You know what I'm saying? Now, you don't even remember you had another drink. So, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. Right. Like, once you start getting them principles, it's like, all right, now I can go execute this. And if you're going to use an attorney, the best thing to do is to get them before you get in any type of trouble. You know? And tell them, direct them, tell them what to do, not be a infant or incompetent. You know, just hire them as counsel or advisor, you know, an advisor, and you can do that. The practice of the law cannot be licensed. So, you know, if you're confident enough to handle your affairs, then you don't need them to rape and pillage your pockets. To, you know, they already worked the deal before you got there anyway. Yep, you owe me $1, Bob. Yep, I'll give them to you. You know what I mean? Like, you can wiggle your way around all that and use that money to actually go get writs drafted, affidavits drafted, you know, put it into law books, you know, some of the ones that's out of rotation that you got to find on eBay, Amazon, you know, Craigslist, that type of stuff, man. It saved me some money and some time, so I figured I would jump on and you know, I didn't know he was going to throw me in like that. He like, shit, you tell him. You know, when I'm listening, just being observant, man. I'm trying to save as much time, money, and energy as I can, bro, because I don't like mine wasted neither. But, you know, Brother Soul, he know what he's talking about, man. I'm a hard-headed. I try to do some things my way, a little, you know, and some of them worked, some of them didn't, but he ain't tell me nothing wrong, so definitely take heed to what's being told. I just wanted to add some sprinkles on it, but the cake good. It's already good, you know what I'm saying? Eat the cake, Anime.
Yeah. Both of y'all helped me out in the situation before, so I'm just like prepping for one that might be coming up. You know what I mean?
It's about. I wasn't like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I was trying to roll and do some other stuff at the same time, so I heard you, but I didn't fully hear you. Like,
right.
what is the matter? Like, keep brief though. I don't want to put all your business on it. You know what I mean? But what's the matter? Like, is it what's it pertaining to exactly?
Yeah. Just going into contract with a individual, and them breaching contract. So, might
is it a 2-party contract?
Yeah.
It's got both of y'all signatures on it in front of a notary.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that's enforceable all day. How that brother man?
Well, they the other side don't have the is not notarized on with the other party, but
so y'all wasn't there at the same time. It wasn't done at the same time.
Right.
Okay, but they put their signature on that paper.
They got their signature on there, yeah.
Okay. At the end of the day, it's chattel. You know what I mean? So there's multiple ways of skinning the cat. I'm just trying to keep it light, easy. It's chattel.
Right.
It's a choosing action. But your best bet is to just enforce the contract. It's a dual party contract, and it is enforceable in equity. Period.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So you might need to go file a. You know what I'm saying? Let them know what you need done, and go file a bill for specific performance, so that you can, get that considered and performed.
Okay. And the state court.
Yeah, it could be state or federal. You in the Commonwealth.
Right. Okay. I got.
Just make sure you appear privately. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, attorney, none of that good shit. But when I do things, and you're appearing privately, especially restricted, as the agent for the legal estate, the sole living beneficiary, who's the trustee, period. Ain't nobody going to answer.
Yeah, right, true. True.
But that's enough beans spilling on we don't know how many trolls out there like, got him, knew he knew it. I don't know nothing, man. I'm just learning.
Yeah, that was a lot. And that helped.
Oh yeah, for sure. You got my email, bro. Holler at me. I might be able to. I need to organize my desktop. COVID didn't turn me into messy madness. Not really, but I'm a neat freak, man. I got like OCD, or I don't know. That ain't been diagnosed. But you get what I'm saying? Like I keep stuff in order, so I got to go organize all them files. If I come across something tonight over the weekend, I'll fire it off over there. Just keep it to yourself though, because this type of information get people in trouble. They use the wrong way.
Right. Yeah, I hit you up.
For sure. Appreciate you throwing me in there, big dog. I was off guard. Like, you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you, man. I'm talking to you. Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate you. Hey, it's faster you saying it to me. I'd have been like, what?
You right.
Oh, that's what you mean?
You be liking to play like you don't know, but I'm not like I don't know that neither. You know what I'm saying? So that made me watch my mouth like, all right, don't say too much. He ain't saying it, then I might need to, take heed.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing that you might not know it right now, but it ain't nothing that you can't find out. Not with the library that you got. So you leave that at that.
Oh yeah, don't be.
That's a brand new. Yeah, man. I'm gonna be quiet though. I want to come over there. When that party is, man. I'm trying to come. We have a reading party or something. No, I'm messing.
Man, I'm out here.
That's a brand new car on them bookshelves, bro. You know what I'm saying? Good job. Nice car too.
Like learn, man. I'm the seeker of truth. I need that. I need it.
Yeah.
I need it.
Yeah. I appreciate
you
digesting the information and being able to, help us feed off of it and digest it as well in manageable increments, Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I really appreciate your patience more than anything because, I'm a hard-headed young fella, at times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, appreciate all that, man.
So am I.
Yeah. When you say do your dance, it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. I'm like, all right, he ain't feeling that. Let me reconsider. You know what I mean? You're a grown ass man, do your dance. I'll be like, all right, that didn't sound like, yeah, I approve. So go back to the drawing board.
Hey, sometimes like I said, you're a grown ass man and do your dance.
But you don't be laughing when you say it, though. So I already know. Like, all right, yeah, I hear that. I appreciate it, though. Need brothers like you and
no problem.
Man, might tell you different. They delusional. So I appreciate.
I mean, hey, I'd rather hurt your feelings and build your spirit than hurt your spirit and make you feel good. Straight up.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
So,
yes, sir.
Me.
I hope I was able to answer. I know I was kind of all over the place, but it was just like me giving what I can.
Robert, you good?
I ain't sitting in front of no paperwork.
Yeah. You got me in the right direction. So yeah, it was all good, bro. Yeah. So,
Word. Also,
you said he good.
Never mind. I'm gonna have to email you that. Yeah, I'll get something over to you.
Yeah. I know you. I know you got more. So we get up.
For sure. It's been good talking to everybody, man. Hearing everybody, the fam. I've been out the loop for a minute, so I feel like it's family reunion. Everybody else like, nigga, get off the line. You late to the party, yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So with that, I'm gonna fall back and we gonna reconvene, later on and get straight to it. But I appreciate the opportunity and to talk to y'all again. Glad everybody is alive and well.
Yeah, and I know everybody else can eat off of that too. So appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, let me say this one more thing before I bounce, man. Y'all, hey, I got a sailor's mouth. So I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. Don't fuck around. It's time to get down right now. You better get your structure right. I'm telling you, I ain't bullshit. Am I playing, bro? Like, I'm living it every day, so I feel like I'm qualified to make these statements because I do it every day. I've been doing it for almost half a decade now. It's time flies. You know what I'm saying? So crazy. With this going on, like, and the inflation, we about to hit quantitative. We about to have some real problems going on. So if you can do without some Jordans or some eyelashes or some microblading or, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is that you F off money doing, I ain't saying that you still to pamper yourself, but it'll perpetuate itself. I think the most valuable thing you said to me, man, was you don't believe in wealth preservation. Because when you manage it right, it preserves itself. Like, that shit was profound. And ever since then, I've been making sure that my contracts was airtight. I dot my T's. Dot my I's, cross my T's, Shit, I might dot the T's too just to make sure. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I appreciate the direction you put me in, man. That shit put like turbos on me. You know what I'm saying? I was analog, you turned it into digital. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Really do.
Hey man, I'm just out here, I'm just doing my dance. You did it, man. I just, hey.
Man.
I just pointed
you helped
out
me
some
expedite it. You already know. I'm probably the youngest one Yeah, you helped me expedite that, and it's worked wonders. So I just wanted to tell everybody else who maybe contemplate, man, you better get the structure right. Like, this ain't about your life. And when your flesh suit retires and go in the dirt or in a glass jar, however you leaving, this still gonna be around, and future generations gonna be able. Like, I didn't pick it up till like maybe 18 months after I had it together. You was looking at me shaking your head like you don't even know what you got. You know. And I thought I did, but then it made me think about it, and I'm like, all right, I got it. Like 3 months later, still didn't have it, And maybe I still don't have it, but I see the light. That's for sure. I see the light. It's brighter than it's bright. It's bright. It is bright. I'm like, okay. So if you're contemplating, thinking about getting your stuff together, I would just go ahead and do it. Don't wait around. Get your life insurance contract, all that good stuff. Stuff that's gonna perpetuate. Stuff that's gonna outlive you. Something that your children they don't have to start from zero. That's what it's about. If you ain't doing that, then what are you doing? Why you get out of bed every day? You might as well stay home and act like you got the COVID. Stay out the way of people who trying to actually get something, like get somewhere and, build a legacy. something sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get out the soapbox though. That's all I got to say about that. I ain't the smartest individual, so if I can do it, y'all can do it. I'm gonna say that. But I do have determination and discipline, so in a trade.
Consistency and dedication.
Myself, so
Consistency and dedication.
Hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. So you can stack that money for a pair of Louboutins, Jordans, rims for the car, all that. So stack it up for this, and otherwise, you'll learn. That's all I can say about that. I don't feel like I'm better than nobody because I got these things, but I do know that I'm in a far better position than most, especially my age. You know what I mean? So if I can do it, anybody else can do it. I ain't special. I pull my pants down, sit on the toilet, and push like you. So you know what I'm saying? And I ain't no better than nobody. So if I can do it, you can too. Just don't wait around.
Man, you gross.
Don't do that.
No, I'm just playing.
I mean, shit, it's just, man, I'm on the gas right now. So I've been at the Texaco, so I might need to get off the line. I'm on the cloud right now. Wi-Fi lit. So
you bang. Be careful. That stuff ain't healthy.
Yeah.
But nah, man, I
appreciate
you calling in, man.
No, likewise, I appreciate you having me. You know what I mean?
Man, hit me up. How about
you already know.
Tomorrow or something?
All right, for sure. Peace.
For sure. Robert, were you good, fam?
Yeah. That was more than good, bro. So, yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate you letting him in there.
Appreciate you, man. No problem, man. Thanks for calling in, man. Checking out the show, man, and being down for so long, man. It's very, very, it's very dope, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely, bro. Part of the family.
Have a great night, man. Peace to the gods up in the show.
Peace.
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all checking out the show. This is, we streamed almost to the last drop, but I trust you gain value. I just want to help change your life. I want to help make you excited to wake up every day and start your day and to be looking forward to it because, I feel like that's an existence that you deserve. And, I know that we take a lot of this stuff for granted and we take our power for granted and we look for other people to give us happiness. And I can't give you nothing. And I want to say that. I can help you and give you assistance in gathering specific information and process, but you got to do it. Consistency and dedication. You know what I'm saying? And I don't ever want to take away from what you achieve because your achievements are yours and you should celebrate them. I appreciate the homage. I really do. But, I'm not a prophet. I'm not nobody. I'm not a big super dude or nothing. I'm just a regular guy trying to help people, man, that look like me. And, let's all be regular guys and gals trying to help people. And we'll all look the same. And we'll all sound the same. And I think that's a good thing to do, to establish maybe a specific demonstration of nobility, because that's important. And that's what I strive for as I seek all the truth that I can find on this planet. I appreciate the experiences that I have with y'all. I really do. And I do this for y'all. So I would like to say y'all have a great week and that you enjoy yourself, love yourself, take care of yourself, and take care of those around you. Supreme selfishness. You're going to be selfish. Be selfish. Take care of you and yours. And be accountable for what all is yours. And then email me if you would like to reestablish your private state. Admin at welcometothefoundation.com. And I'm going to help you out. I got you. I got your back sincerely. But you got to have the drive and the dedication because I can only assist. I can't do nothing for you. So believe in yourself. Enjoy yourself. Say 10 things that you're thankful for before you go to sleep tonight and every night because it's important. And I'll catch you next time here on The Foundation on High Frequency Radio Network. Peace to the God.
Doing this thing all the way live. High Frequency Radio.